You've sort of managed this triple role, captaincy, keeping, and even batting across New Zealand as well. But how challenging has it been to do it in the extreme heat of Bangladesh and now against Pakistan as well? So sort of juggling between the three roles.
Yeah, it's been, I guess, each facet's had its difficulties, but, that's my role in the side. And it's important that, whether it's batting, it's adapting to the situation, and whether it's a captaincy point of view, it's, it's trying to, from my point of view, is go with my gut instinct. And we're lucky we do have a few leaders in the group, and I've tried to install a bit of confidence into the guys that I trust them if they want to make changes. So it's been an enjoyable time so far. Obviously, we didn't quite get the series when we wanted in Bangladesh, but the guys have been building really nicely over the last sort of couple of weeks, adapting to conditions, and we've been doing the same here, adapting to conditions in Pakistan. So hopefully we can hit the ground running tomorrow.
And sort of follow up to that, Glenn also believed that fast bowlers might have a bit of a more role to play in these conditions, and he also believed that you have the attack to sort of match up Pakistan. So do you sort of think along the same lines as well, the fast bowlers playing a bit more role here than, say, compared to Bangladesh?
Yeah, I think in Bangladesh it was obviously the surfaces dictated the sort of variations that the bowlers needed to bowl, where potentially here we're a little bit unsure. We obviously haven't played in these conditions before, so for us it's about trying to adapt to the conditions and try think on our feet a little bit. And obviously we've got some good fast bowlers in our group, and they probably enjoyed seeing the ball go through a little bit more than what it did in Bangladesh. So I'm sure they'll be excited to get into the game tomorrow, and like we all will be.
Hi, Tom. This is Khalid from Don. My question to you is, play Pakistan, you never know what to expect. Either they can be very, very good, or the other way. So as captain, it is always a challenging thing to you don't know what to expect when you take the field. So how do you view that? And overall, what do you make of the condition in Rawalpindi so far?
I think from our point of view, we've got to expect Pakistan to be at their best. We know they're a quality side. They've got match winners throughout their lineup, and whether that's from a bowling point of view or a batting point of view. So we expect them to be at their best, and they are a challenging side, and they know these conditions better than we do. So for us, it's about trying to adapt to the surface as best as possible, and as quick as possible to give ourselves a good chance. So the guys have been training really well, getting used to the pitches that we have at Rawalpindi. So it's going to be an exciting 3-match series.
Mohammed Shafiq, are you next?
Yes, I want to ask Latham, 25% crowds have been allowed to watch matches in ODI and T20 series against you. So what are your feelings to perform in front of Pakistan crowd?
It's obviously exciting for Pakistan to have crowds back. I believe that they haven't had any crowds in the recent series. So to have crowds back, to have passionate supporters back, is very exciting. So it just adds to the atmosphere, adds to the occasion. So even though it's 25%, I'm sure they'll make up for the 75% that's not there.
Thank you.
Hi, Tom. It's Kate Wells here from News Talk ZB. I hope you're well. Just a couple from me. On a funny note, Glenn Pocknell has been raving about, spending time with you as a player and just how amazing it is. I'm sure you've got a few things to say about him yourself.
Pockers has been great, since he's come into the environment. I guess the calm nature that he's brought from a head coach point of view, and I guess continued what we've been doing as a side for the last couple of years. So, it's been great to work with so far. Obviously, didn't quite get the results that we wanted in Bangladesh, but we believe the side's tracking really well in these conditions. A lot of the guys haven't been over to this part of the world before, so trying to get as much experience in these conditions into the guys is only beneficial for them as an individual, but also New Zealand cricket as well. So it's obviously been good fun so far, and we're looking forward to getting into the one-day series tomorrow.
Yeah, and we've got the news that Tom Blundell is out. Does that mean you're ready to get the gloves out?
I'll be taking the gloves again. So obviously disappointing for Tom to pull out with that injury in the fourth T20, but fingers crossed that his rehab keeps progressing and he'll be ready for the T20 series.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, this is Moisha. Just want to ask: it is a general perception that when you are on a way to, you need an experienced captain to lead the side. Do you think it's true? And how far do you think that as a captain, you are facing a challenge to beat Pakistan at home when 18 years back, Pakistan swept the series 5-0? Thank you.
Yeah, I think from my point of view, it's about us trying to execute a game plan as best as possible and try to adapt to the conditions as quick as possible. So, I've been lucky enough to lead the side a little bit over the last couple of years, and even though the group's slightly different to what we'd usually have in the one-day side, we do have guys that have had experience at this level before. So, from our point of view, it's just about trying to stick to our game plan and stick to our blueprint as best as possible. And if we can do that, then hopefully that will give us a good chance of being successful. So, I guess from a captaincy point of view, it's trying to, instill trust in the guys that and give them confidence to go out and express themselves and play their natural games as well.
Morning, Tom. I was curious and fascinated to know what's going to go on after this tour. Are you going to head back to New Zealand for 2 weeks of MIQ, or are you going to stay in the region ahead of that test series coming up in India or against India after the T20 World Cup?
So we've got a group of guys that will be heading home and going into quarantine into MIQ for 2 weeks, and then part of the group will head off to the T20 World Cup. There's sort of two different groups that one will be heading home, then one will be heading over to the UAE. So different for different guys.
Zahid Farooq, are you up?
Yes, Mr. Captain, this is Zahid Farooq Malik. Since you were in Pakistan after 18 years, I think there was a lot of reasons behind why you come Pakistan after 18 years. How you feel in Pakistan, the security arrangements and the hospitality? Your comments, please.
Yeah, we've been really enjoying our time in Pakistan so far. We've been treated really well, and we feel reasonably safe here. The New Zealand Cricket and our Players Association have all the protocols in place to keep us safe, and we certainly feel that way here. So we're as I said, we're enjoying our time so far, and we're just looking forward to getting stuck into the cricket. As you said, it's been 18 years since New Zealand last toured here. So, it's a bit of a historic occasion to be back, and we're looking forward to getting stuck in tomorrow.
Hello, Tom. This is Usman Khan from Hum News Television. First of all, I welcome you in Rawalpindi. My question is that being a player, you prefer more a league cricket or a national duty first? Because lots of your senior players are going to play IPL league. So what is your take on it? And second question is that Pakistan is always a bowling dominating side. Now this time Pakistan has so much strength in batting as well, like the presence of Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan. So what's your plan about these two guys?
We know how many, across the board, from a bowling point of view and a batting point of view, how strong Pakistan are and how many match winners they've got in their side. So, it's important for us to do our scouting and do our homework in terms of where best to bowl to them and find out their strengths and weaknesses. So, as I said earlier, there's a blueprint or a game plan that we're quite keen to stick to, that we believe will be successful in these conditions. So, if we execute that as best as possible, then hopefully that will give us a good chance. But, as I said, we know the match winners they have across the board. So, it's going to be an exciting series over the next 3 games.
And what about the league?
I guess everyone's in a slightly different situation. From our point of view, we have the New Zealand Cricket and the Players Association have a rule where guys can't be out of the country for more than 60 days. So I guess that's presented opportunities for different guys, in the squad that potentially might not have been here. Obviously, there's the World Cup coming up. We've got games in India post the World Cup. So, it's a long winter away from home. So it's important that guys look after their well-being and their welfare, and New Zealand Cricket and our Players Association have been really been a massive part of that. So, I guess to answer your question, everyone's in a slightly different situation in regards to different, formats and different leagues that they play in.
Thank you.
Newswatch with Safe. If no Newswatch from Safe, we'll go to Arslan Javed.
Latham, welcome to Pakistan. My question is, your side looking so weak against Pakistan, especially, and recently you played in Bangladesh and survived against spinners, especially. And now Pakistan announced the squad, and it's going with 3 spinners. So do you think your side is ready for that challenge?
I think so. I think the challenge that we faced in Bangladesh on the surfaces that we were presented with were slightly different than what we're used to from what we've seen from the wickets that we've practiced on. The wickets haven't spun as much as what they have in Bangladesh. So, as I said earlier, for us, it's about trying to adapt to the conditions as best as possible. And I think over the last sort of 3-4 weeks since we've been here, the guys have been progressing really nicely in terms of getting used to conditions over here. So we know it's going to be a slightly different challenge against Pakistan. As you said, they've got 3 spinners in their squad, so we potentially might face a bit more spin. But also we know they've got quality fast bowlers as well. So we're going to have to play well against the spin and against the pace to be successful. But I know it's a challenge the guys are looking forward to.
Khalid Khan, if you want to ask your follow-up question, mate, and then we'll go Abdullah Haider.
Tom, my question again is for you. As captain, you have been leading New Zealand on and off because whenever Ken Williams is not available. But you think what is captaincy like for you? I mean, you're thriving in the role. Now you will be keeping also in this series. There's an additional pressure of it. So, what does captaincy mean for you?
It's a massive honour and a privilege to captain the side and to lead the side. From my point of view, it's about trying to continue what the side's been doing over sort of a long period of time, over 5-6 years. We've been really successful in this format for a while now, and we've got sort of a blueprint or a game plan that tends to work. So for us, or for me, it's about trying to instill confidence in the guys and trust in the guys that they can go out there and play their natural games and be themselves, really. So but as I said, it's a massive privilege to lead the side, and one I'm extremely grateful for.
Does it put any additional pressure on your batting?
I don't think so. I think I have my role as in the middle order, and it's about trying to execute that role as best as possible. And the role that I am in, it's a slightly different one where you could be in it a lot of different situations. So it's just trying to adapt to that as best as possible, and try to work with your partner and work with the group, whether it's putting a score on the board or chasing a score down. So I certainly don't see it as any added extra pressure. It's just about trying to go out and execute my role as best as possible.
Thank you.
So Tom, since you've last played ODIs, New Zealand have reached #1 in the rankings at the annual update in May. As a team, have you had a chance to reflect on that achievement? And you must be keen and determined to build on that success and maintain those high standards in this series.
Yeah, it's obviously nice to, for the group to be recognised as that. But for us, that's just a byproduct of us going out and executing our game plan and trying to do our roles as best as possible. I think, we certainly don't look at those things as a driver. It's just about trying to enjoy what we do out in the middle and try to execute things as best as possible. So, the group have really been enjoying their cricket to date, especially in Bangladesh. And I know the guys are really excited to get into the one-day series here in Pakistan. So, if we can do that as best as possible, if we can apply pressure for long enough, then hopefully that will give us a good chance of winning the game, but also, winning the series ahead.
Okay, that seems like quite a nice, appropriate way to finish there, Tom. Thanks very much for joining us, guys, and a special thank you to Tom Latham for making himself available for the press conference. So thanks, guys. I'll send out a recording soon. Thanks for your patience, and we'll see you later. Thank you.